Get on Beybladers, Beys here. I've been really excited to try my new deck at a tournament this past weekend, but on the Saturday I was hosting a tournament and the one I went to on the Sunday had a ban list, including all of the Black Shell booster recolors and Cobalt Dragoon. Faced with having to play within the confines of a meta without left spin once again, felt a bit bland and didn't really get my combo juices flowing.
Okay, play number 2. Rod.
So I figured, let's make it spicy with a challenge. Currently, there are a very small amount of rare Beygets offered by Takaratomi through their Beyblade X app. Cobalt Drake is the only unique part you can obtain through a rare Beyget, and though I would love to use it at the tournament, because the part has not had an official release here in Thailand, I won't be able to use it. Hellscythe and Leon Claw have, however. If I had the Hell's Chain recolor, I'd still not be able to make a legal deck because both Leon Claw and Hell's Chain use 560. There is, however, another option.
That boy is our last hope.
No, there is another.
Night Shield 380 Needle is the first, second and third place prizes for official G3 tournaments. I've won a few of these. A bunch I've given away on the channel and some I've sent to friends, but I still have a few left over. I also wish I could add a golden Dran sword to the pool of parts, but I choked at the top 16 of the G1 Nationals. Soz, my bad. This would only leave me with a few parts to build from, but there is another part I'm going to sneak in here because I like it a lot more than I like Needle. High Needle received a gold recolor in the Viper Tail short booster, and it's the final piece of the puzzle I need to build the drippiest 3-on-3 deck Beyblade X has ever seen. Night Shield's 380 High Needle is a hard launching defensive powerhouse that will KO or burst you if you're lazy with your launch. Hellscythe 460p is prone to bursting because of the ratchet, utilizes the Hellscythe blade and point bit's perfect balance between aggression and stamina, allowing us to achieve any type of finish as long as we don't end up bursting ourselves. Leon Claw 560t comes recommended by some random guy, no idea who. I think they like cats. With our deck set, we arrived at TCG Ignition, and after the first match of the tournament was finished, my golden deck and I were up to play. So this was the matchup I was actually most worried about, my Night Shield against a Rod on 960 ball, just because Needle doesn't have the speed normally to get the KO, but even though I didn't get the snipe launch, I had been practicing with Nanashi before. We managed to get an over finish here and get 2 points in the lead. Next up is Hellscythe on point again. The big risk here going against Buster as well is that we might burst, but I'm hoping if we can get an accurate launch and stall at the top, we should be able to get a little snipe of our own, and luckily enough we get the extreme finish. I keep forgetting I'm not meant to grab the bait out of the stadium myself. It's meant to be for the referee. That would normally be like a penalty. I literally ran a tournament the day before doing the exact same thing, but I just can't switch it off. We get the first win of the tournament and the gold deck is on the way. Next up is Nanashi with his first match of the day. The winner of this one will actually get a bye. His opponent is using Shark Edge on low flat, which is very scary for his Rod on 360 ball. This tournament he switched his 960 over to his Dran dagger combo instead. He gets a nice little parry from his Wizard Rod there and gets 2 points with the over finish. Next up, his dagger combo is against Wizard Arrow on ball instead here. This player really likes their Wizard Arrow combos, but it finds itself getting kicked out by Nanashi's Dran dagger here. He gets himself another 2 points in the win, but being an absolute space cadet, he hasn't even realized, and he's still locked in, getting ready for the next rounds. Next up, I was against a kid who I can never seem to beat whenever I'm running a challenge deck. Hopefully I can break the curse today. I'm using my Night Shield and he is using, I think, a stock Dran sword combo in this matchup. I'm pretty certain that it's Dransword on flat. I can't remember if it's 360 he's using. The type matchup does actually work out for me here. I know as long as I protect my Ratchet, I'm in with a good chance of getting the spin finish or KO. And I get the spin finish, remembering not to grab the Bey myself this time. Next up, we're against Vice Tiger on Spike. This is an absolutely heartbreaking matchup to lose, but Hellscythe on 460 does what Hellscythe on 460 does and gets burst, unfortunately. And yeah, I look at Nanashi like, yep, that's going to happen a few times today. And now we're on to Leon Claw against Shark Edge, or no, sorry, against Wizard Arrow. And hopefully we can push them out. At least they're not one of the heavier stamina bays, but we give them a free extreme finish for their trouble. And we take our first loss. Luckily it's double elimination, so we will be back.
It's gonna keep bursting today, I think.
So with Nanashi getting a bye, we were up again next with our first match in the losers bracket, and it was a rematch with our first opponent from the day. And first up we have our Night Shield as always. We're going against Phoenix. I do like the Night Shield blade against Phoenix, but again we're on a low burst resistance bit and we pay the price. We get sliced in absolute half by Phoenix there, and we drop down by 2 points. Next up is our Hellscythe against a Dran Buster combo. Again, I'm worried about getting burst here, but we've already beaten this combo once, and here we hit a big uppercut and we end up with a foul on the rematch. Let's see what we can do. And again, we get a nice extreme dash lining up while they're on the edge of the stadium by the pocket, and we repeat what we did in our last matchup with them. Now we have a tough one. Leon Claw against Wizard Rod on 960 ball. This is not an easy matchup. I'm hoping to get enough energy early on in the match I can get a KO, and hopefully we hit a nice clean one, but it seems we're all out of gas at this point. Probably not going to be able to get a KO. We are slowing down, but do not give up hope. Pray to the gods of Riz that they bless our Leon Claw combo. After one win and one bye, Nanashi was still in the winners bracket and was hoping to keep that going with his Rod 360 ball against Hammer on Unite. Now Hammer is a bit of a spicy pick for some people, but I've seen this blade win G3s and win G1 nationals, so it cannot be denied. And unfortunately there it gets the uppercut KO and an over finish against Nanashi. Here with this dagger combo against Tyranno Beat on point. Tyranno Beat on point, a very reliable combo, but Nanashi just as reliable as ever with his dagger on flat. The final round here is his Phoenix against Vice Tiger on Hexa, and he goes all in on a very heavy parry launch, but absolutely nails it, taking the win.
Wow.
Back in the winners bracket and hoping to stay there, I was up against Kunde and her Phoenix Win combo here with my Night Shield, looking to not get burst again, so I went extra heavy on the tilt to not expose any Ratchet, and it ends up paying off because Night Shield is an absolute beast and hits like a truck. Kunde, to be taken seriously, she's gotten third in a G2 tournament, and the day before this she won both the singles and the battle royale tournament I ran at #toy. Now I've got my Hellscythe against Wizard Rod. I do a little bit of an adjustment because I know I've got to take it out here. I'm not going to outspin it, and luckily we managed to rip it to absolute shreds and get the burst.
This one.
After waiting for a couple of stamina matchups to finish, Nanashi was on to his next match against Kun Pop, the current G2 champion of Phuket. Nanashi's first matchup is his Wing on Taper against Kun Pop's Wing on Rush. I know this matchup very, very well. Kun Pop beat me in the finals of the Phuket G2, very much like he just did Nanashi then, with an over finish, except we were already at 3 points to 3 in this matchup. Next up is his Rod on Orb against the Nashi's Dagger. Can Dagger do its usual magic against the Wizard Rod matchup? It's getting a couple little extreme dashes, short ones, but he gets his own back with an overfinish. Dagger seems to favor that pocket this evening instead of the extreme pocket. So we're back to 2-2. Now Kun Pop has his sword on gear flat combo, a very fast smash attacker. He hits the lip on entry there. Might have killed his stamina a little bit, which is very helpful in this matchup, killing some of that early speed that it will have. That's when it's most dangerous against Rod. Rod weathers the storm, and then Ashi gets the spin finish, bringing the score 3-2 in his favor. Now Kun Pop is back to his Rod on Orb combo. Can he get the outspin here? And then Ashi is using his Rod on Ball, so we're in for a bit of a long one here. While you wait, please consider visiting noozle3d.com, and on your checkout of all the best TPU printed, 3D printed Beyblade X accessories, consider using code BladeBayX at checkout for 10% off of your order. I cannot recommend these products highly enough. I absolutely love them. If you're a competitive blader, use the slip grips with your string launcher. Thank me later. You will not go wrong with these. Anyway, back to the matchup. Who would have guessed the two Wizard Rod combos are still spinning? Which is better, Orb or Ball? I think Kun Pop switched to this copy of Orb from the usual Ball combo because most people at this point, their Ball bits are kind of worn down. I'm happy I pulled one from the Black Shell booster. Finally, I've got a fresh one, but here Orb just takes it by a few revolutions, bringing the score back to 3-3. What a nail biter, just like my G2 finals. Wing v Wing, Rush v Taper, and Kun Pop hits a huge extreme finish there, and he throws Nanashi into the losers bracket for the first time today. I had battled my way from the losers bracket back into the semi-finals, and who was I to face but the vanquisher of all of my challenge decks again. This time he opened up with his Vice Tiger on Spike, so defense bit against defense bit. I feel less dubious about this matchup. The Hell Scythe I had a lot of worries for every matchup that it was just going to burst. The 460 Ratchet isn't good in general, but the golden version from the rare Beget is just that little bit looser, it feels like to me. But here, Night Shield, so much faith in this blade. I absolutely love it. And High Needle, so far, I think it's the best defensive bit for stamina as well. And it proves it here, getting the spin finish. Is his Drown Sword stock combo against my Hell Scythe on Taper. No, sorry, not Taper. That would be a stock Hell Scythe. Hell Scythe on point. So here I'm hoping that maybe I can get the spin finish if I avoid. But I get knocked into the rails. And just like last match, figured I'd give him a free extreme finish. Just why not give them a 3-point advantage just to make it fun, you know? So absolutely regretting that. I think it was the same combo again as last time. That Hell Scythe on point really biting me in the backside. I had a lot of faith that it would pay off as long as it didn't burst. But yeah, extreme finish, pretty hard one to take. Here we have Leon Claw against their Wizard Arrow. I'm hoping to get out of the stadium earlier, hoping for more contact, but not enough big hits. We've managed to get Wizard Rod out of there with about this much stamina left, but seems like Arrow on Orb isn't taking any of it, and with that 3-point deficit, a spin finish is going to spell the end of our tournament run, and we knock out at the semi-finals. Do rare Beys get you more wins? I guess not. But there is still hope. There is still one Beyblader left in the tournament. Nanashi is in his semi-finals match now. He's on the side that he wants. Can he make it one step further? So here he has Rod against Shark Edge on flat. He's managed to beat this combo before. A lot of rematches in this tournament. It was a bit quieter than usual. A lot of people on the island are sick at the moment, me included. But I wasn't missing this tournament today. Feeling much better than the last couple of weeks. Again, Nanashi manages to get the spin finish. Shark Edge bails out. He gets a 1-point lead. Now it's his Dran Dagger combo against Rod on ball. Not Rod, sorry, Arrow on ball. Nanashi making the mistake of following in my very, very poorly laid footsteps, copies me by self-extreme finishing and puts himself in a 2-point deficit. Hopefully he can pull it back now. It's wing v wing, but his opponent is using wing on Unite. Lots of big clashes. Ideally, Nanashi wants to get wing out of there earlier, or hopefully it self KOs like Unite often does, because it does have more stamina than Taper. And it's looking like it's in the end. Nanashi's spinning decently strong, but wobbles big, and wow, a little bit of life after death, and he takes it on Unite, knocking Nanashi out of the tournament. No more Beybladers. We're both out the semi-finals. Beyblade sucks. Like and subscribe.